Dear viewers, blessings be upon you and welcome wherever you are in a new episode of the program On the Table of the Pilgrimage, which is broadcasted through Iqraa's plan to the coverage of this year's pilgrimage season 1434. So welcome. Our dialogue today is about the preparation of Holy Mecca for the work of pilgrimage for this year's season, 1434. We would like to welcome the deputy of the city of Holy Mecca and the executive chief, Dr. Al-Khdairi. Welcome all viewers. To start with, Doctor, what is new concerning the plan of the city of Mecca al-Mukarramah, the development plan, which has a lot of items concerning pilgrimage? Thank be to Allah, and peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad. And I will repeat my greetings to the viewers, and I would like to greet the pilgrims of the holy site, and I would like to thank God for this great blessings, and we will do the best to provide the services to them according to the plan, to provide the best to those pilgrims and to achieve the highest level of comfort and to make them perform this great worship in ease and comfort. And we exert this effort throughout the year, and we have a short-term plan, mid-term plan, and long-term plan. As we know, that pilgrimage concerning to Mecca is the main pillar, and it will stay the way it is with with Allah's assistant. And you asked me about the preparations. Let's say in Holy Mecca, we have the development vision, and we have the plan which was assigned 5 years ago, and it was based on three elements: building human, and support the sites, and also regulated with a lot of instructions and regulations. And those regulations need to be development sometimes, and also, therefore, since we started this plan of developing Makkah al-Mukarramah, we had to put a strategy. And what's beautiful about this strategy and this comprehensive plan, the first plan in Holy Mecca that was decided by the cabinet, and this is the care of the government of the custodians of the two holy mosques. And we're talking here about the place, the holy sites of Mecca al-Mukarramah. We're talking about the development plan, and we zoom it out in a wider vision. And then we wanted to decide how to deal with the Hajj, with the pilgrimage, and what do the pilgrims need when they arrive to the holy sites? What are the requirements in his way or in their ways to Holy Mecca? And what are the requirements when he reach to his final destination, Holy Mecca? And how can we transport him and how can he mobilize within the holy sites? And that's why this staff has this only task to be achieved, and we translate all those into projects and visions. What are the negatives? We found that the capacity of the holy sites are not within the actual amount or actual number of the pilgrims, and we found we found there is a lot of fake missionary companies for Al-Hajj or for pilgrimage, and there's a lot of crowding and traffics and a lot of sites, and those they were put and they were dealt with as negatives, and we decided to terminate all those negatives within the holy sites. Doctor, how do you evaluate the conclusions so far, within, as I think, one of the programs, the program, the pilgrimage is a conduct and a civilized manner. Throughout the last 5 years, how do you evaluate this program? Let's say this is an awareness campaign that it's been launched, and it started to transfer into a sort of warning about the negativities within pilgrimage. A lot of officials like to avoid avoid the facts, and we have to look at this successful pilgrimage is to pass it peacefully without crises. But as the city of Holy Mecca al-Mukarramah and the board of city of Mecca al-Mukarramah, they found that all these requirements and those requirements and how to raise the levels of services, and so we can earn Allah's acceptance, and that's why Allah had blessed us with this task and this duty. And we warned about this, the crowding and traffic, and there was a regulation has been issued 3 years ago to prohibit those vehicles that holds more than 25 passengers. And we had this. We had also problem of dealing with the fake companies, and we believe that this is a violation of the pilgrims' rights. Also, we have our colleagues from the security forces. They have exerted a lot of efforts. They've been busting more than 32 fake missions, pilgrimage mission companies. And sometimes we found some of the taking some of these facilities to take them out of the Mish'ar Mina, so they can hold more numbers of pilgrims. And also, I would like to call it as one of the most prominent projects. We have a lot of government authorities got involved in this, and the campaign enforced to show the positive aspects of this work. We cannot provide it to the world without dealing with the problems or solving the problems. And please allow me just to add one more thing. One of the things that paid my attention, that the complementary or complementing among officials. And there is some of them who has the true intention to fix and to improve. And since last year, we started the warning campaign. And we also warned about those unregulated pilgrimage missions companies. And we have to stand in the face to limit those unregulated pilgrimage missions in order for it to succeed and to protect those pilgrims. How do you deal with the rejections of those people? And sometimes people they think that it's an awareness campaign, and some people it may get worse and worse. But when you transfer this campaign into enforcing punishments, some people they start complaining, and they show some complaints about this, and they claim that it's a very tough campaign. I'm talking about some. I'm not talking about the whole. Even if it was one, and I will receive any notes. Our policy is not to degrade any opinion, but we have to respect all opinions. For the other side, we have to be an educational awareness. And Prophet Muhammad, he wasn't received by flowers himself, so that's why we were expecting this. We got used to dealing with these situations, but they don't face the problem. And if you want to move your glass, and you see, and if you move your magnifying glass, you will find how many people are laying, or they're laying on the floor. And through the government of his custodians of the Holy Mosque, we had some regulations to be enforced, and in order for us to facilitate and to regulate the pilgrimage. And we cannot be able to open up this to everyone, because we have to regulate this. We have to assign numbers for each country. And I assume, the best of those who are displaying their opinion, I assume that they have a good intention. And I said it in so many occasions that one of them who advises us and gives the productive opinion, and we benefited from it. And there are those who they committed obscenity, and they committed negative complaints. If we would like to shed the light on this campaign this year, what are the precautions to prevent trespassing? We focused heavily on raising awareness, and we deliver messages to all those who are concerned, and with 6 different languages, because the main problem is from those who are resided within the holy city. And one of the methods I'm trying to share with you here in Iqraa, we issued an agreement to apply punishment. And we worked in collaboration with the security forces, immigration department, and other departments, and also the public safety. We coordinated with the administrations around the city, and we assigned checkpoints so we can be able to check those pilgrimage permissions and the validity of them. And we call them like circles. And then whoever enters Mecca, then he has no excuse. But we're talking about the violation or the penalty stipulated. Those who are resided inside the holy city, whether they are lawful or legal or illegal, and those who transport or transfer those pilgrims inside, whether they are legal or illegal, we will apply those punishments and according to the law and the regulations pertaining those violated pilgrims. They will be prohibited from entering the kingdom for 10 years, and along with the fees to pay. Pertaining the projects that are been conducted. You talked about transferring unnecessary departments outside the holy site. We heard about the project of Mina, that with the multi-level buildings and building on the top of the mountains. What do you say about this? We have a comprehensive plan to improve this within the cabinet, and to establish the structure, and to study the capacity, the expected capacity, and the required capacity during the coming years. We know that the capacity today, it's about 1,300,000 pilgrims, and the regular pilgrims are about 2 million, which we're talking about 700,000 extra pilgrims. So that's why we need to increase the capacity. This project is on the table. We don't have this multi-level building as you mentioned, but the idea is we have to create some different levels, and it links with the demography, the nature of the place. and it will link housing to transports, to services, to living or the housing. The main pillar in Mina, it's the bridge. Now we'd like to link all those who arrive in Mina or to Mina, to link the housing to the place of stoning. And we heard a complaint about the high prices of the pilgrimage campaigns. And the prices are high because of the distance or the long distance between the housing and the place of Mina. Now we will tackle this issue. So any pilgrim will be able to reach to Mina Bridge through using shuttles and trains and buses, and that's why there should be no worry about walking to the final destination. And as I talked about it, prevented those illegal pilgrims from entering and prohibited those vehicles with under 25 passengers to enter and all that stuff. We didn't talk about the problem of the vehicles. We didn't talk about the governmental bodies until it became an existing project. We're talking of promises. Now, His Highness, the Prince of the Holy City, he said, let's work. If the work doesn't express its intentions, it will be meaningless. And some of this project is focused on a whole year, not only during the season of pilgrimage, also during Umrah Sam, which is all the year, and also the residents of Makkah al-Mukarramah. And we should not humiliate this group as well. And it should not affect them throughout the year. And to increase the number of pilgrims, there is a pressure on the infrastructure and the other facilities. And what we plan for is to serve the residents and the citizens and the guests of Allah Almighty. Let's stop for a break, Doctor, and then we will continue our dialogue. Dear viewers, stay tuned.
Our viewers and through Iqraa channels, you are following this episode translated into English and French on the at the international channel. As for the dummy Hajj campaigns, it has two problems: the rise of prices. The second is the dummy Hajj campaigns. In Mecca, didn't you have a role in communicating with the Ministry of Hajj to resolve such problems? And then they are forced to be equipped at a high cost and selling the permits and the places. What are the solutions which you have reached to? And you have reminded me of the translation. Give me remind me of the translation. I should be quiet in order to cover a greater number of points. This is not the function of Mecca Emirate. It is a collective work. All the public sector departments should participate in it. We are talking about a very big system from all operating agencies of the kingdom, the Ministry of Hajj, Transportation, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Interior Ministry, Ministry of Water and Electricity, companies, private sector, and the Hajj companies, and a very huge number of agencies work, and it is an army. We are all seeking to help in this service. Unfortunately, at the beginning of this speech, they rarely talk about it. They take it easy and it goes smoothly. Now it doesn't work. The problem is of the physician, and he gives you sedations just to quiet your pains. But this patient, perhaps he has a cancer, and he gives him, something to make him quiet. And at the beginning, is courtesy among the officials is the problem. There we should be more clear in dealing with the problems. We have to put a solution for every problem, and there is no problem without a solution. Even every malady has its own remedy, and even the foolish can address their problems. We have to diagnose the problems, the coordination between governmental agencies. The Ministry of Hajj has a pioneering role, and for a very long time it concentrated on the pilgrims who are coming from abroad. I am dealing with 1,700,000 pilgrims. They come very disciplined in housing, transportation, accommodation, and we have a small group which is those from the within the kingdom. There is a direction from the Minister of Interior. We should stop before the Hajj campaigns. Close to Al Jamarat Bridge, some people try to violate what is accepted, and all these are causes, and we have many causes. If I have the time, I will talk about them. We talked about an essential, a radical solution, and the Minister of Hajj asked them to provide reduced cost for the services of Hajj. We observe that the area, whatever you increase the area of the holy sacred sites, it will not absorb the whole, and it will not exceed than 100,000 circumambulator during Hajj, and they should not exceed 100,000 people per hour. And we have reconsidered to being hasty in the pilgrims from the kingdom. They press on them on the 12th day. And I agree, I guarantee that the cost will be reduced and will be acceptable by all. And we have the plan, it is approved, and we have the financial allocations. The custodian of the two holy mosques gave an open check for these services, and the ball is on our playground. How can we implement, and how the quality is. We are performing, but it is not up to the picture which we hope to reach. The fake Hajj campaigns, we have finished with them, and there is no stringent penalty on them, and now there is. And there is the Minister of Interior put his load in this and gave clear direction for the people in the public security. You should be strict and actual. And the Hajj is a civic behavior. What happened in the past 5 years of the history of the campaign? The national media campaign for raising the awareness of the guests of the most merciful, to provide all amenities and security for them, with maintaining the secrecy of the location, to have a developmental vision, and the Kaaba is the basis and the launching point for it. In addition to having a media identity and civic behavior, launching in 1429 Hajj is to instill the culture of serving the Hajj and Mu'tamir. The pilgrimage is worshipping and it is a behavior. Now, in 1430 Hajj, to instill the culture of serving the pilgrims and to limit the irregular pilgrims, prevent the vehicles which carry more than 25 passengers. For your safety, your health, for your security. In 1431 AH, the objectives expanded to respect of man and respect of the sanctity of the place and the respect of the guests of the Holy Mosque. Respect of the discipline and necessary to prevent sleeping in the streets and prevent the small vehicles. Uh, 1432 AH, moving from the raising awareness to the convention and the compunction of the pilgrim to feel of the damage which he causes for the regular pilgrims. Remind every Hajj that God sees him in order to be far from the unacceptable behavior. The campaign of 1433 Hajj to build the concept of the integrated Hajj sector for all concerned agencies. The motto, the hands of God combine us for the Hajj sector. Concentration on behavior and the proper discipline which we should follow. Hands of God combine us to maintain the discipline and order. The effects and media campaigns which are consecutive, to have a teamwork and to have a database taken from scientific studies and field research work. And the sixth stage of the campaign for 1434, the goal is to concentrate on the penalties of Hajj without permit, and the emotional campaign to invest and complete the efforts which were exerted. We to highlight the integration and harmony of all efforts to make the journey of the Hajj more secure and more convenient. You are welcome, our viewers. I welcome Abdulaziz Al-Khidiri, the deputy of Mecca Emirate. Dr. the State Prince Khalid Al Faisal, who is the director of the Central Hajj Committee, and he wants to make the Hajj politicized. And how do you comment on this topic? I think it is the saying of Allah, there is no argument in Hajj. This is the message. Is to the Hajj. It is the politicization of Hajj. Is it then? Isn't it an abuse to Hajj? The orders of God are clear. We should launch therefrom. You have come to perform this ritual, the fifth pillar of Islam. They collect money and prepare themselves. They won't, as Muslims, they won't accept the abusing this one who is coming from the farthest point on the globe to perform his Hajj. Within there is no ambiguity. There is no gray color, white or black. The issue. It will not be allowed to use politics and to argue in pilgrimage and to create problems for people, and will take the pilgrims away from worshipping. There are numbered days. And it is an abuse to yourself and to others. In the report which you have shown, the first thing to concentrate is to enhance the values among the Muslims, how to raise the value of work. Smile. Your smile in the face of your brother is a charity. The first point was the prince. Anything you don't, if you don't want to do anything, just smile. This is a direction from His Royal Highness Prince Khalid Al Faisal. The Hajj who is coming thousands of miles and he is exhausted. He doesn't talk, and sometimes he expresses himself by movement of his hand. When he puts his hands before you. And you should always smile because it is a charity. I have been sent to complement the honorable ethics and behaviors. We try to instill these concepts in the Holy Mecca and to build the human. I challenge any development project, if all of them talk about a human building, because we know the failure and we were faithful with ourselves, with God and with the leadership and those who work with us. Let us go for an interval and we come back to continue later on. Thank you. Welcome back. In this last part of our episode, we have our guest, Dr. Abdulaziz Al-Khdiri, and the chairman of the Executive Committee for Hajj Works. The Prince Khalid Al Faisal called for establishing a university regarding Hajj and Umrah. Is it an indication to it is not satisfied with the role done by the others? I will, between Fadi Maddah and the viewers, they agree on the points which are to be discussed. And this, I would like to answer the question. Hadi Maddah, I hope that I have answered your question. We have a capacity The kingdom's pilgrims have certain percentage. If we take it, it is okay. It is a part of our responsibility is to comply with the Islamic country's decision. We have a space, I am confined to it, and we have a percentage concerning the country. We should respect it. And we talk about the cost of Hajj campaigns from the studies of 5 years. The best institutions working in research and the surveys, there is a very big, great number those who came to Hajj 10 times, and some of them reached 30 times. This message we will convey it to people. Give chance to others who have not performed Hajj before. Some of them, they don't perform prayers and they perform Hajj. Hajj is an obligatory, is an obligation, and he doesn't perform it. But Hajj is given the choice if he is able. It is conditioned. It is a faith tour. We should develop our instruments. The project for King Abdullah project to develop Haram, we increase the capacity for people for Haram, and now it is implemented the capacity of pilgrims to absorb the greatest number possible. We are talking about 1.5 billion Muslims, and their number is increasing. The goal of Prince Khalid for having a university, it is a completion of the efforts to serve the pilgrims. When we want a pilot institute and the Qura University also, they are exerting a lot of efforts, and the institute at the Al-Masjid Al-Haram has an effort, but you need specialized people. When you talk, you have to have a college of medicine concerned with these diseases related to Hajj and the type of diseases spread in these seasons. Not all physicians are suitable to work in every country. We have every country has its own diseases, and they come to a certain point, coming to a limited area of land. It should be concentrated, the medicine, which is different from that available in our colleges within the kingdom, to have a complementary and integrated human cycle. We always concentrate in our dialogues. We have diagnosis and theorization. It is a basic thing. It is very important issue, and we hope, as you indicated in the report, to have 4 pillars to stand on. To respect the time, the respect of the human being. We are the only city which deals with the Muslims and serves the Muslims. Our work is for this life and the other life, and we should be follow order, Fadi, respect the order and discipline, and give us the news which you have, please. The Minister of Interior inspects the sacred sites, preventing the small cars to enter Mecca. اقتصادية Mecca Emirate training its staff on how to deal with the pilgrims. عقاد Islamic port receives 2 million livestock daily. This is threatening the pilgrims who are not authorized to come. The weather of Masha'ar, heaven is sound and okay. Marriage, عكاظ, reducing the number targeted with a train service to 373,000. I would like to ask you to a reduction of the number of pilgrims who use the train. This train is another factor of increasing the prices of Hajj campaigns. But you in Mecca Emirate, how do you see the train? How did it perform its services during the last years? As for the tour of the prince, even the pilgrimage, it is an integrated administrative system. There are executive committee for the Hajj and the central Hajj committee headed by the Prince of Mecca, and we have higher committee from all, it is represented all the ministers in it. There is a graduation in it, and there are responsibilities that to make sure in the field the prince made tours, and he will carry out other tours to make sure that all sides are ready from all sides. The last touch before the custodian of the two holy mosques visit them. It is an integrated process. When we talk about the train and reduction of the cost, there was a problem in coming out. The money of the regular, which is more than 160,000, they went to the electronic. There are electronic doors, and you have a bracelet which is programmed, and there was a big problem. 100,000 of the regular pilgrims from the Hajj companies, and they assume that they are entitled to use as a train, but we don't reach to the maximum. Let us reduce it a little bit. If there is some confusion, it would be easy. You may operate it for 3 days each year. This is the last space of the episode. If you have anything to add for the viewers, allow me to direct my speech to them directly through an integrated development system which observes all requirements, all age groups. And we don't say that we have the keys of solutions, all of them. And I hope that our brothers be helping us, not be against us, to develop Mecca, the emirate, the municipality, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and they open their hearts and doors for opinion and advice. And we, as we indicated, this is civic behavior, and in order to show us behavior dealing and all the civic phenomena, and I hope that all help us, and there is no harm to criticize and to give opinion. We are welcoming every constructive opinion, and I am sure the people of Mecca and the Islamic world cannot have any morals or behaviors except that of their prophet, blessings and peace upon him. Thank you, Dr. Abdulaziz Lakhdari, the Deputy Emir of Mecca and the Chairman of the Executive Committee of Hajj. And thank you for in every year you come to Iqraa due to your lot of works and business. I am really recruited for the work in this Iqraa, when I am on the table of Hajj, we should be recruited for this, our producer, and thank them for their efforts, and they were fasting, and thanks for this great bounty. And thank you, our viewers, for following up this episode. Until I meet you tomorrow, hopefully, I leave you by the guards and guardian of gods. Thank you.